Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about skincare. I have gotten a lot of requests to do a simple beginner skincare routine for mature women. So anyone over 30, 35, 40 is going to benefit from this routine. And I wanted to break it down and make it simple because I know that when I turned 40 and wanted to change my skincare, wanted to do something for my skin, I started looking at YouTube and I did some research and I became very quickly overwhelmed. There is a lot of information out there, and I was watching YouTube videos with women doing these 8, 10, 15 step skincare routines. And I just knew I couldn't do that. I didn't even know where to start. And like I said, I was just overwhelmed by the whole process. Now, thankfully, because I have an interest in chemistry and ingredients in skincare, I started doing research and I quickly got hooked on the idea. And I started also investigating how the cosmetics and skincare brands kind of mess with us and kind of give us these false claims and where they're coming from. And so it became more of a hobby and an interest. But I recognize that most people are not like that. They have no desire to dig into ingredient lists and dig into the mechanics of skincare and how these ingredients are supposed to work for you and all of that. You know, I'm just weird. So hence why I have a channel. But I wanted to, again, just try to break it down, make it easy so that anyone can do this. And basically what I've said is, you know what? You need 4 steps. You need 4 steps in your skincare routine. And that doesn't mean you're doing all of these steps at once. You just need 4 steps, whether it's in the morning or night, and I'll kind of break that down as we go. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around and let's have a little fun. All right, step 1. Wash your face. Now, again, I know this seems really simple, but the reality is we're not doing it. I wasn't doing it. I was definitely that mom who crawled into bed at night and did not wash my face at night. I washed it in the morning, you know, in the shower. You know, I thought that was good enough. I was definitely that woman who would get out of the shower and literally use a towel and rub eyeliner off my eyes. Don't do that. That's exactly what we should not be doing. So what I'm saying is wash your face, and specifically wash your face at night. If you don't wash your face any other time of day, wash it at night. And this is simple, right? We have makeup on our face. We have sunscreen. Hopefully you have sunscreen. If you don't, you need to. And sunscreen is actually hard to get off your face. So we have makeup, we have sunscreen, we have pollution, we have dust and dirt and all the things we're exposed to throughout the day. So we need to get all that gunk off of our face. And I'm gonna double down here. I want you to wash your face twice. So I am a big proponent of double cleansing. The idea behind a double cleanse is that you use an oil-based cleanser first and then follow with a water-based cleanser. So why? Why am I recommending this? Why is this important? Well, the reasoning is that most water-based cleansers are not meant to remove makeup. They're not meant to remove sunscreen. At least they shouldn't be. They're supposed to be gentle. And what I find people doing is they keep getting more harsher and harsher water-based cleansers because they're like, well, they're not taking my makeup off. And then their skin is left dry and tight and flaky. And that's exactly what we don't want. So the idea behind a double cleanse is the oil-based cleanser emulsifies all the crap on your face and it breaks it all up, emulsifies it, and then you can wash it off your face. You then follow with a water-based cleanser that is gentle to get rid of any residue, get rid of any dirt that might be left after that, but it is not meant to be harsh and get off all your makeup. That is the whole point. I promise you, if you do this, your skin will feel so much fresher and cleaner and not tight or dry. So what do we use? Well, there's a lot of oil-based cleansers out there. You can use a liquid oil-based cleanser, or you can use it in a solid as in a cleansing balm. And cleansing balms have kind of taken off in the beauty industry over the last few years. I feel like every brand has a cleansing balm. I have actually a cleansing balm review video. I will link it down below. But my favorite is this one from Clinique. This is their Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. And you put this on a dry face and it actually starts to become oily and liquid, and then you wash it off. And then you follow with, like I said, with that water-based cleanser. If you're looking for a drugstore alternative to the Clinique, you can use this one from Pond's. This is their cleansing balm. Now, the big difference between the two, obviously the Clinique is more expensive because it is a higher end brand, but also the Clinique is fragrance-free, where the Pond's cleansing balm has that kind of characteristic Pond's smell. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about, that Pond's cold cream smell. But it works really, really well at taking off makeup, and it's like $5 in comparison to the Clinique, which I think is $30 last time I checked. Now, don't get me wrong, you do get a lot of product in here, but it is obviously significantly more expensive. Clinique also has a cleanser, a liquid version of this. It's just their Take the Day Off oil-based cleanser that is not a cleansing balm. That's also very good. So after we use our oil-based cleanser, now we go in with a gentle water-based cleanser. A few recommendations that I have. I really like this one from Milk Makeup. This is their vegan milk cleanser. This is fragrance-free, does not have any crap in it. It's a really nice, it's got a really nice texture, leaves your skin very hydrated, but also okay for oily skin. Another one that I really like is this one from Tatcha. This is their rice wash. Now this is obviously a little bit more luxurious, it's a little bit more expensive, and it does have a light fragrance. I don't like fragrance in my skincare. I don't mind it so much in my cleansers because I'm washing them off my face, but so I don't get too worked up about fragrance in my cleansers. So this is a really nice one. If you're looking for a drugstore alternative, then my favorite one from the drugstore is this one from CeraVe. This is their hydrating facial cleanser. I really, really like this. Another one that's really nice, I'll put it up on the screen, is this one from La Roche-Posay. It's their gentle hydrating cleanser. That's a really, really nice one as well if you're looking for a drugstore alternative. So we've talked about washing our face, good first step. Now let's talk about the second step in our skincare routine. We need to exfoliate. We need to get all the dead skin cells off our face, off that top layer of skin. We need to be able to exfoliate that. And the reason is, as we get older, our skin cell turnover slows down significantly. And we kind of lose that lit from within glow that we all see when we look at, young kids or teenagers. We kind of start to lose that. And this is evidenced by, if you talk to women over 40 and ask them, what don't you like about your skin? One of the most common things you'll hear is it looks dull. It looks tired. It's not bright. That's why a lot of brands use the terms like brightening. We want our skin to look more bright, lit from within, a glow. We want all of this. And so we need to get rid of that top layer of dead skin so that we can bring that younger, fresher skin from beneath up to the forefront. And there's a few different ways to do this. Like I said, we're looking at exfoliants here. There are mechanical exfoliants and there are chemical exfoliants. Now, I've said before on my channel, I'm not a huge fan of mechanical exfoliants because they are using products that are sharp to kind of mechanically remove those skin cells. And that can actually be very rough on your face. You can get micro tears, which can lead to inflammation, which can age you quicker. So no one wants that. So I tend to focus on chemical exfoliants, which are actually gentler on your skin for the most part. Now, there are a plethora of chemical exfoliants. We are specifically talking about the hydroxy acids here, and the most common are the AHAs, or the alpha hydroxy acids. And there are many alpha hydroxy acids, and all brands either have a glycolic acid product, a lactic acid product. Glycolic acid is the strongest of the AHAs. It penetrates the deepest into your skin. Lactic acid is next, but it's a little gentler. And then we have our fruit acids. These are things like malic acid, which is derived from apples, or tartaric acid, which is derived from grapes, or mandelic acid. And you can find straight glycolic acid products. You can find lactic acid products if you have more sensitive skin, because not everybody can use glycolic acid. Or you can find blends that have a blending of all these different products. It's just about what you want and what your skin will tolerate. Some people feel like we're supposed to be using the strongest exfoliants, and that's not the correct way. The correct way is what works for your skin at the end of the day. And like I said, there are so many AHAs out there. I feel like they're just growing by the day. This is a very popular area in skincare right now. But some of the ones that I really like, my first one is from Pharmacy. This is their Honeymoon Glow. This has a bunch of honey and royal jelly in it, but it's basically an exfoliant. This is a blend product. Blend products are my favorite. And this is a combination of glycolic, lactic, and some of the fruit acids. I can't remember if it's malic or tartaric, but it's some of the fruit acids as well. And this is such a beautiful product. This is used at night. I generally use AHAs at night after my cleanser. A good example, I always have to bring in Paula's Choice here. Paula's Choice has actually built their brand on hydroxy acids. This is what they are known for. And they have so many different types, concentrations of different hydroxy acids. My favorite from the brand is this one. This is their Advanced Smoothing Treatment 10%. This is a blend product as well. Like I said, I tend to like blend products best. This is gonna be glycolic, lactic, and malic acid. But there are others. They have an 8% glycolic. They have a 5%, a 2%. They have only a lactic acid. So they have a lot of different options. I'm a big fan of this brand when it comes to their hydroxy acids. If you're looking for something a little less costly, Paula's Choice is kind of in the middle. They're not as expensive as some of the higher end brands, but they're not as inexpensive as the drugstore. But if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, this one from the Inkey List, this is their lactic acid serum. So this is pure lactic acid. There's no glycolic in here. So this is definitely, if you have more sensitive skin, this may be a good one to try. And I think this is $10. Inkey List and The Ordinary are more affordable brands who also really base their formulas on active ingredients. So this is a really good one as well. Now, obviously, I've talked about alpha hydroxy acids. If you are acne prone, like me, and you still have blackhead problems and other problems like that, then a different type of hydroxy acid that will still exfoliate your skin, but kind of penetrates and unclogs your pores is BHAs, or beta hydroxy acids, or salicylic acid. And again, I've seen a bunch of these explode onto the market. This is where Paula's Choice comes in again. This is, I think, their most popular product, most best-selling product that they have. This is their 2% salicylic acid or 2% BHA. Another one I've been trying that I really, really like, this is from Pharmacy. This is their Deep Sweep. This is also a 2% BHA as well. I have been enjoying this. I've used it for about a month or so. It's definitely a rival for this one. And there's probably been 2 or 3 that have been released in the last few months that I want to get my hands on and try, because I'm always looking for good products when it comes to that. So whether you're using an AHA or a BHA, if you're just looking at dullness, then I would reach for an AHA. If you have pore issues or if you're acne prone, then a BHA may be the way to go. I'm an overachiever. I use both of these products. I use a BHA every single morning after my cleanser, and then I use an AHA at night every other night. So again, it just kind of depends what you're looking for. All right, we've talked about step 1, wash your face. We've talked about step 2, exfoliate. Now we're on to step 3. And step 3, treat. Now, obviously, that's a little confusing. But basically, what I recommend is that you decide what is the one thing about your skin that is your area of concern. What is the one thing? And maybe there's 4 things. Choose one. Choose the most important thing that is bothering you about your skin or that you want to protect or whatever. For me, and for a lot of women over 40, it's fine lines and wrinkles. You know, as we've gotten older, maybe we're seeing these fine lines and wrinkles and we're not exactly happy about it, and we want to prevent new ones from forming as much as we can. So in that situation, I would say, look for a retinoid. Now, I have a whole video breaking down retinoids, both prescription and over-the-counter retinoids. This is a very complex area of discussion, but in that video I break everything down to kind of help you choose the best retinoid for you. I would say for most people who have never used retinoids before, I generally will choose an over-the-counter retinoid. There's many on the market. One of the over-the-counter retinoids is retinol, for example. My favorite is actually from The Ordinary. It is their Grand Active retinoid. It's very inexpensive. I'm gonna put it up on the screen just because I gave it to my mother-in-law, so I don't have it anymore. But if I had to pick one retinoid over-the-counter product, that's probably the one I would pick. If you're ready for a prescription retinoid, which you can get from your dermatologist or from some of these subscription online services like Curology, for example, you're probably reaching for tretinoin. It comes in, an opaque tube like this. And basically you have to work your skin into it. This is not something you're gonna use every night up front. This is something that you're gonna start by using once a week, twice a week, and you're gonna build up to using every other night. I go back and forth, and I'll use my retinoid one night and my AHA another night. I don't mix these two together, not because you can't, but because most people, if they have any sensitive skin at all, it's gonna be a little too much for them. Now, maybe it's not fine lines and wrinkles, or maybe you're pregnant or breastfeeding and retinoids are not the best option in that situation. So maybe your area of concern is hyperpigmentation. Maybe you've noticed that you're getting dark spots on your face. Maybe you've been a huge sun lover and now you're paying for it now that you're 40 or over. If that is the case, then I would highly recommend a vitamin C serum. Now again, I have a whole video on vitamin C where I break it all down, because there is active versions of vitamin C, which is L-ascorbic acid, and then there are multiple vitamin C derivatives that are more stable, so they're used more often by skincare companies, but at the same time, they have to go through conversions on your face to become L-ascorbic acid, and the more conversions they go through, the less effective they are. So I've broken all of that down on that video, and like I said, I'll link it down below. My two favorite vitamin C products, the first one is from Timeless. This is their 20% L-ascorbic acid. I'm a big proponent of this product. Comes in an opaque packaging with a pump, because this type of vitamin C is very sensitive to oxidation. It only lasts a good 3 to 4 months. So you want it in opaque packaging, you want it in a pump or a dropper formulation, just so it stays good for longer. So this is definitely one of the ones I like. You can find this online, and I think it's actually now sold at Target online as well, from last I heard. But this is a good one. The other one I really like is this one from Maylove. This is the Glow Maker. Now this comes in a dropper style packaging, and again, you can see it's in an opaque bottle to keep it from oxidizing for as long as it can. This is also an online only brand, but both of these products are very reasonably priced. I think they're about $25, and it's about a 3 to 4 month supply for both of them. And this is a 15%, where the Timeless is a 20%. So both are wonderful. It's just a question of what your skin will tolerate. Just like anything else, you got to make sure that it's going to go well with your skin. Now, maybe it's not fine lines or wrinkles, or maybe it's not hyperpigmentation. Maybe it's pore size. Maybe you've had oily skin your whole life, and now you've got more enlarged pores that are bugging the crap out of you. And if that's the case, then I would highly recommend grabbing a niacinamide product. Now that can be a moisturizer, that can be a serum, it can be a booster. It's completely dependent on what you're looking for. But niacinamide has exploded. It's a brightener. It affects pore size, makes your pores look a little smaller. So it's a very popular product. My two favorite niacinamide products, and the first one, again, this is from Paula's Choice. This is their booster. This is their 10% niacinamide. I think they have a 20% as well, but I really like this. I can add this to a serum. I can just use it on my own. It comes in that kind of dropper formulation. Niacinamide, however, is a really stable product, so thankfully it can be put in anything, basically. Another product that I really like that is niacinamide heavy, this is a serum from Peach and Lily. This is their little mini version here, but this is their glass skin refining serum. Peach and Lily is a Korean beauty brand. They use a lot of natural ingredients, but this is their niacinamide based serum, and it's a beautiful, beautiful serum. So if you're looking for, you know, a niacinamide based serum that's going to help with your pore size, I would highly recommend this. And then last but not least, maybe it's dryness. Maybe you've had kids and all of a sudden your skin was oily and now it's super, super dry. Or maybe you've had dry skin forever and you're just trying to control it and a moisturizer isn't cutting it. Then I would highly recommend reaching for ingredients, reaching for a serum that has ingredients in it like hyaluronic acid, for example, or squalane. One of my favorites is this one from Neutrogena. This is their hyaluronic acid serum. This is just a simple serum, but it is going to help hydrate your skin. I know after I had my second kid, I went from having really oily skin. My skin was so dry, I could not even handle it. And a product like this saved my life. It just kind of brought my skin back to life, made it look so much better. Another example, this is from Paula's Choice. This is their hyaluronic acid booster. Now this is meant to either be used alone or again to add to a serum. It doesn't really matter. But the idea is active ingredients. It's just picking ingredients that are going to help you get where you want to go. So again, step 3, I know it's general, and I know that this is how women end up with 8, 10, 15 steps because they're treating multiple different things. But at the same time, I usually just say, pick one first. Pick one first, find a product that works for you. And then from there, you can either find a combination product that maybe does both things in one bottle, you know, to make it simple for you, or you can add from there. And, you know, again, make your skincare routine maybe a little bit more complex, but at the same time, there is no good reason you need to have 10 or 15 steps. All right, you guys, we've made it to our 4th and final step, and I'm cheating a little bit here, but not by much. So the 4th step is going to be to protect and to moisturize. And the reason why I put these together is a lot of times you can do these things together. They don't have to be 2 separate steps. So obviously from a protect perspective, I am talking about sunscreen. We all need sunscreen. That is the most important thing we can do for our skin over the age of 35. The UV light is one of the biggest culprits for aging our skin and creating fine lines and wrinkles, creating hyperpigmentation. All of these things that we're using these bottles and tinctures and potions to treat are being caused by the sun. So we need to protect our skin from UV light. There are so many sunscreens out there that you can use to do this. Now, I have oily combination skin, so I tend to use a sunscreen as my moisturizer, so I can get away with that. If you have really, really dry skin, you may have to use a moisturizer on top of your sunscreen. It just kind of depends what kind of skin type you have. A few sunscreens that I really like. Now, disclaimer, I use mineral-based sunscreens because I have acne-prone skin. A lot of people like chemical sunscreens. They tend to play a little nicer sometimes with makeup. They don't give you that white cast that some mineral-based sunscreens can. Most don't anymore. We've come a long way with our mechanical or mineral sunscreens. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. It's about what works for you. There is some question of chemical sunscreens and how they are for the environment. The reality is the research is still going on. The jury is still out on that. So it's really about what works for you. But like I said, I reach for full 100% mineral sunscreens because chemical sunscreens break me out for the most part. So my favorite is this one from Paula's Choice. This is their Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense. This is SPF 30. It also has some antioxidants in it and some hydrators, but this is what I use for my sunscreen combination moisturizer most of the time. The other sunscreen I've been using a lot lately, this is from Kinship. This is their Self Reflect sunscreen. This is SPF 32. I've really been enjoying this. Now the big difference between these two is this is a little bit more of a matte finish. This one is quite luminous, so I do have to be careful about what I put on top of it. So I would not use this sunscreen and then put like a glowy, luminous foundation on, because then I'm afraid you're gonna be able to like see me from space. But if I'm using a more matte or more natural foundation, then I can get away with the sunscreen. I really like both of these because they play nice, meaning some mineral sunscreens can pill up under makeup. They don't really work well with certain makeup, certain foundations or concealers. Both of these play nice with makeup. I never have an issue with them. They don't feel super greasy on my face. They don't give a big white cast in pictures. So I've been really lucky to find these sunscreens that work really, really well for me. But there are plenty on the market. So I usually just say, find one that works, you know, and it might take a few before you can say, oh, this is my sunscreen. This is the one that works best. And then obviously the other half of that, I said to protect and to moisturize. We need to reach for a moisturizer. Now, like I said, I use a sunscreen as my moisturizer during the day. And at night, I want to use a moisturizer that maybe is a little thicker, but obviously I don't want sunscreen at night. So I'm using just a more normal moisturizer. I have plenty that I have tried that I really like. The one that I absolutely love, and I've talked about on my channel before, is this one from Drunk Elephant. This is their Proteini Polypeptide. I love this because it's got a great consistency to it. It's chock full of peptides, which are another anti-aging ingredient. It's in proper packaging, meaning the good stuff in here is not exposed to light and air. Also, I have a thing about jar packaging in that I don't want to stick my finger in a jar and use that. I just feel like it just breeds bacteria and degrades the product. I'm like, it's not my thing. So this is a pump. You can see it's a pump here and it comes out here. So it just kind of stays clean and it's the way I like it. But this is expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is expensive moisturizer. You do not need to pay $68 or whatever this is for a good moisturizer. There are plenty of good moisturizers out there. I just happen to be a little bougie when it comes to my moisturizer. Other examples of good moisturizers, another one I really like is this one from First Aid Beauty. This is their Ultra Repair. I'm sure you can see a theme here. This is a pump, keeps it nice and fresh, not sticking my fingers in it, that type of thing. If you're looking for a drugstore alternative, CeraVe has their PM moisturizing lotion. I used to own this, I don't anymore. I'll stick it up on the screen. They call it their PM moisturizer because there's no sunscreen in it. That's all it means. It's not, you know, there's nothing special about a nighttime moisturizer. It's just that there's no sunscreen in it. But that's a really good alternative that has a drugstore price. Really good product, but at a drugstore price. So that's it, guys. 4 steps. Wash your face, exfoliate, treat, whatever that means for you, and then protect and moisturize. Anyone can do these 4 steps. I know you can do it. When I started actually caring about my skin and where I had like a second to myself, the first thing I focused on is just wash your face at night. Get all this crap off. I can do these 4 steps in literally 2 minutes. And if I get home from work and I know I'm gonna be tired and I know I'm gonna have to deal with bedtime and all of that stuff, I'll even go upstairs and do it quickly. I'll just go up, get it all done. That way it's not, 10, 11 o'clock at night and I'm not crawling into bed and going, oh crap, I didn't wash my face. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm now at a point where I couldn't do that if I wanted to. If I tried to get into bed with a face full of makeup, I'd be like, oh, gross, no. Nope. No, but it took a while to get there. It took a good few months for me to get to a place where this just became like clockwork and it became routine. You can find good product at reasonable prices that are gonna work for your skin, and I promise you, your skin will thank you for it. Oh, you'll just be happier in your own skin. So I would love to hear your comments below. Have you used any of these products? Did you think I skipped a step? Do you think I forgot anything? What do you think? Is this a skincare routine that you can manage? I would love to hear your thoughts and your comments below. And if you like this content, I hope you like this video, and I hope you subscribe below and stick around and join our little community here on YouTube. And I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye, you guys.